We're here with Leslie Barton, one of the best comedians of all time and one of my very good friends. And we're going to talk about intuitive development and how to have perfect timing in our life. So let's begin. So, when it comes to intuitive development, a comedian knows so much about how to be at the right time with the right people, expressing the right thing, their body language, the way they act, the way they carry themselves, their pronunciation, everything about a comedian has to do with perfect timing so that they can make the audience laugh. Right, Leslie?
What? Oh no. Hello? Who's in here?
So
How did you get in here? Where are you?
So anyway, we aren't all comedians like Leslie here.
Candace?
Yeah. But we are all on stage in some way or another when it comes to being in the perfect timing of people's lives. And we can either be a positive or a negative in people's life, right?
I'm trying to decide if I thought about it like that before. I think I have.
Yeah. Intuitive development and coming from a place of your gut. You'll find that as you grow that muscle, you're able to be in people's lives in a new way. You're able to connect to them in a way that is almost like a comedian. Like you show up to the audience, you show up to the person at the right place at the right time to create the right moment, right?
Always waiting for that express minute when you can finish their sentence for them.
Right.
And make it funnier.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Exactly. No pressure. And so, yeah. So my thought inside of that is when I found for myself that when you develop yourself and when you are working on your intuition, be it through meditation. Do you meditate, Leslie?
I do.
You do. And and when you stand up on stage and everybody is watching you, what is your gut telling you?
Wow, run as fast, right? It's the fight or flight.
Mm-hmm.
Standing on stage and staring at people, and if you don't have, it's funny how some people can make it look so easy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying I make it look easy, but I know people who do, and it's wonderful to watch. Andy Steinberg is an excellent comic to watch.
Yeah.
But when you see people staring at you, and if it's something you want to, it's amazing how the human brain works in that it sees you staring at people. It's like the brain is like, I'm here staring at these people with my eyes that I built because I'm a brain, and I can't remember anything I wanted to say to these people,
Right.
It's hardly a worse feeling. But then, if you just look at yourself and how silly you're being over wanting to be in front of people saying funny stuff, then it's sort of relaxing for you. And then if you can just get past that hump of being nervous, things out, if you just forget where you're at. You just got to forget where you're at.
And just
like,
open your
really
mouth.
In my bedroom? I don't know.
No, we are.
Well, we are. You're right.
We are. Yeah, and it's about opening your mouth and having the right thing to say and just trusting yourself. I think that we don't trust ourselves when we open our mouth. We don't trust ourselves and think about, like, how are we engaging with people in our life? What are we connecting with? Why are we even doing it? Why are we even connecting to people in a positive or negative way? Right now is such a crazy time, and so when you stand on stage or we stand on the stage of life, we have a responsibility with our words, and we don't think about that because we're just trying to survive.
So, what do you think our responsibility with our words is?
Well, I'm glad that you asked.
I feel like everybody's opinion is different as to what our responsibility with our words are.
Yeah, I think that when I show up to a person, I make sure that my words are meaningful and I think about every word I say. I mirror a person or I match a person from where they're at. And so I don't think about like hurting or helping a person. I just think about the person in whole and want to connect to them from where they're at. And so sometimes we don't do that. Sometimes we just spout out, or we just freak out, or we, somebody sneaks into your bedroom and then we react poorly.
Who
but
does
not
that?
you, not you.
I did cry. I was crying the first 8 seconds you were here. Who is that?
Who is that?
This is how it goes, I said to myself. I saw enough Law and Order all day yesterday to know what happens.
Exactly. What happens
You
next?
start screaming at me to leave your husband alone. And I'm like, that's the neighbor lady.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, sorry. Let me gather up my knives and my rope. I'll go next door.
Either in your mind I was going to come in and stab you, or I was going to record you.
Or record you stabbing me.
Or, right. Anything could happen. I'm not going to stab her. So, what do you think about responsibility? What do you think about...
I know. You know what? Natalie Portman, I'm going to paraphrase her right now.
Okay.
She's my favorite. I ain't nobody's role model.
Mm-hmm. Right. And so when you're speaking with somebody, especially off the stage, do you feel like you come from the same gut feeling as you do when you're on the stage?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest with myself, I'm nowhere near who I am anytime I'm out. I feel like I'm totally different when I'm in my house as opposed to the minute I step out the door.
Right.
Gotta put it on.
Right.
Just go on a coin store. Yep. Clink, 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 clink. What are you looking at, bitch? These are my fucking coins. Clink, 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 clink. $89. Cha-ching. Go buy me some artichokes.
This is what happens when you wake somebody up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it's all about timing.
It's perfect timing. And
so
so
the best thing to do is just to not focus on other people,
Okay.
At all.
Explain.
Let them do whatever they're doing. I mean, what am I trying to say? Like, I guess if you're having a conversation with someone, pay attention to what someone's saying, or,
Yeah.
stay aware of where they're coming from.
Uh-huh.
But, like, don't throw all the focus on them, because sometimes people don't act natural when there's a bunch of focus on them.
Right now.
And, like, when I do comedy, and there's all that focus on me, I'm trying to act as natural as possible. That's when I feel the most free.
Right.
It's when all these people are staring at me. How about you? When people are staring at you?
When people are staring at me, I feel the most free as well, but it's in a different way. Like, my intention is not to make people laugh. My intention is usually mirrored to, it's usually one-on-one, and I am paying attention to the other person and how I can up-level or uplift. And so, because I'm not naturally funny, and so I don't stand on stage and
Oh my God! That was brilliant.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Thank you so much.
Wow. Because I don't stand on stage and go.
Exactly. And that's why you have a job and I do not. I do not have a job as a comedian.
Just because I've gotten paid a few times. Doesn't make me
So, my invitation to you is to work on your intuition so that when people come into your life, you are intentional about what you say, intentional about how you present yourself. And that's not all the time. Sometimes we're messy. Sometimes we're sleeping. Sometimes we don't want to be on stage. Sometimes we want to hide, and that's good too. Hiding is very important, and taking time for yourself is very important. But when it comes to being in the moment with somebody, and we have so many opportunities during the day to do that. We have so many opportunities to be
It's true.
to be with somebody and have a connection. And connections are so important, especially for comedians and for everybody, because on some level or another, we're on stage. Our intuition, our gut, when we work on it, we're going to put ourselves at the right place at the right time and be able to move forward in a way where we're developing ourselves and developing each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's tiresome sometimes to be that open all the time, but...
Explain, why is it tiresome?
Just these human motor vehicles that we were given to explore our surroundings and do wear out.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
And the brain, so much like being inundated with other people and stuff like that.
Right.
Are you social? Do you like being social?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes. A lot of times I like
I heard what you said about hiding earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Recharge. It's like a recharge.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you just need to be by yourself and you need to take the time for yourself and be on stage for yourself. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Don't you crack yourself up all the time?
24/7.
24/8.
Yeah. All right. So thank you for waking up with us today.
Can I go back to sleep now?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Thank you so much. Leslie Martin, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, what? Yeah. Have a wonderful day and take time today to see where you can be in perfect timing for somebody else. How can you show up in people's lives in a way that changes their life, that affects their life, that pushes them forward in a positive way? How can you be that for yourself? Take time today to be honest about who you are and what you are, and enjoy your life. Yay!